Ever wondered where we and all the celestial bodies we see in our night sky come from? It's a question that has sparked curiosity in human minds for centuries. Today, we'll journey back in time, to the very beginnings of our universe. Picture a canvas of absolute nothingness that was suddenly ignited by a cataclysmic event we now call the Big Bang. This colossal explosion set off the creation of everything we know, from the tiniest particles to the grandest galaxies. In the aftermath of this terrific explosion, matter began to coalesce, forming the first stars and galaxies. Among these was our very own Milky Way, and nestled within one of its spiral arms, a certain star system began to take shape. This is our story, the story of the birth of our solar system, a tale of cosmic proportions, where planets, moons, asteroids, and comets came into existence. Let's dive into the birth of our own celestial neighborhood, the solar system. Our story begins around 4.6 billion years ago, in a dense cloud of interstellar gas and dust. In the vast and quiet expanse of space, this cloud was not just a simple puff of matter. It was a nursery of stars, a cradle of cosmic potential. Over time, the forces of gravity began to pull together the particles in this cloud. As they condensed, they started to spin, creating a swirling maelstrom of gas and dust. This spinning mass of cosmic debris is what we call the protoplanetary disk. At the heart of this disk, the pressure and temperature rose higher and higher, until finally, a new star ignited. This star, our sun, was born. Its intense heat and light began to push away the surrounding gas and dust, clearing a space around itself. But what about the leftover material? It didn't simply vanish. Instead, it was caught in the sun's gravitational pull and started orbiting around it. Over time, these particles began to collide and stick together, forming larger and larger clumps. These clumps eventually grew into planetesimals, the building blocks of planets. In the inner part of the disk, close to the sun, the heat was so intense that only rocky and metallic materials could survive. These materials formed the terrestrial planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Further out, beyond what we now call the frost line, it was cold enough for icy compounds to survive. These icy compounds, along with rock and metal, formed the cores of the gas giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And then there were the leftovers, the bits and pieces that didn't make it into a planet. These became the asteroids, comets, and moons that we see today. And that's how our solar system was born, a dynamic and diverse family of celestial bodies orbiting our sun. Now let's zoom out a bit. Our solar system is part of a much larger structure, the Milky Way. Picture, if you will, a cosmic whirlpool spinning in the vastness of space. This is the Milky Way, a barred spiral galaxy, home to billions upon billions of stars, one of which is our very own sun. But what exactly is a galaxy? Well, in essence, it's a colossal family of stars, bound together by the chains of gravity. These celestial communities can contain anywhere from a few million to upwards of 100 billion stars, not to mention all sorts of other fascinating space phenomena like nebulae, black holes, and interstellar gas and dust. Now, let's take a step back in time, way back, to shortly after the Big Bang, when the universe was still a newborn. In those early days, the cosmos was a soup of matter, a hot, dense, and nearly uniform mix of particles. But over time, tiny variations in this matter began to grow, magnified by the inexorable pull of gravity. These clumps of matter became the seeds of galaxies. Our Milky Way galaxy is thought to have begun forming around 13.6 billion years ago. That's a mind-boggling span of time, nearly 3 times the age of the Earth itself. The Milky Way started out as a giant cloud of gas and dust, slowly contracting under its own gravity. Over billions of years, this cloud collapsed into a disk, and the first stars began to shine. These stars, with their nuclear furnaces, forged heavier elements from lighter ones. The deaths of these early stars in brilliant supernovae spread these elements throughout the galaxy, seeding future generations of stars and eventually planets like our own. So, from a cloud of dust and gas, we've journeyed to a galaxy filled with billions of stars. Quite a trip, isn't it? And remember, the Milky Way is but one of countless galaxies in the universe, each with its own story of formation, evolution, and destiny. What a magnificent cosmic tapestry we're a part of, don't you think? We've covered a lot of ground, or rather a lot of space. So, let's take a moment to recap. We started our journey with a question of origins, delving into the mysteries of the cosmos and the birth of our own solar system. We learned that our solar system, with its 8 planets, countless moons, and millions of asteroids, was born from a cloud of gas and dust around 4.5 billion years ago. The Sun, our planets, and everything we know came from this cosmic nursery. Next, we embarked on a journey to the Milky Way, our home galaxy. We explored its vastness, with its hundreds of billions of stars, each potentially hosting planets of their own. We discovered that our Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy, with arms of stars and interstellar matter spiraling out from a central bar. But we didn't stop there. We ventured beyond the confines of our galaxy, into the unimaginable expanse of the universe itself. We learned that the universe is not only expanding, but that this expansion is accelerating, driven by a mysterious force we call dark energy. In reflecting on these vast scales, it's easy to feel small and insignificant. But remember, we are part of this grand cosmic dance. We are made of the same stuff as stars. We are children of the cosmos, born from dust, destined to explore and understand the universe. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? We are tiny, yet we are capable of comprehending the vastness of the universe. We are fleeting, yet we are part of a story that spans billions of years. Next time you look up at the night sky, remember the incredible journey that led to the creation of everything you see. Hold on to that sense of wonder, that sense of curiosity. It's what makes us human. It's what drives us to explore, to understand, to reach for the stars. Until our next space adventure, keep exploring.